Hello and welcome back to what could be the final episode of Season 3, but it also might not be the final episode of Season 3. It all depends on where we finish in the Jupiler Pro League. We are currently sat 8th place in the table with just one game left to go. However, we've lost our last 2 games and conceded 8 goals across those 2 games. If we lose and KV Oostend or Sint-Truidense, who we are playing, win, we will drop out of the top 8 and then basically we'll just finish 9th or 10th. So we've played one match in between episodes and it was against relegation-threatened Eupen and we got hammered. Absolutely hammered. But that's kind of only one part of the story. We lose 4-0. As you can see, we hit the bar 4 times. We had an XG of more than they did and we just did not score a single goal. We made some mistakes. Defensively, we were shocking. Going forward, we were pretty shocking as well. You can see there Torres and Polizzi getting a 6-1 and a 6-2. Defensively, Andre returning to the starting 11, getting a 6-2. Abubakar Keita getting a 5.9. We struggled badly. Julian and Goy, however, capitalised on the fact that he's really, really fast and he managed to get himself a hat-trick. It means that we are currently 8th place in the table, 1 point ahead of KV Oostende, who are playing... Who are they playing? They are playing Standard Liège, which is a winnable game. They've lost 10 matches all season. Sint-Truidense are playing us. If we lose, they will go ahead of us because they will go on to 45 points and we will stay on 44. I kind of want to lose, you know. The starting lineup then for the final game of the league season at the very least will be Andre in goal, Weidner, Hals, Keita and Janssens as our back four. Zazua and La Rosa in the middle of the pitch today. Yarmolenko is going to be a winger. If it's not going to work, we are going to change him out very, very quickly. But I want to play La Rosa. La Rosa is very good. And our recent performances from our wingers has been shambolic, to say the least. So Yarmolenko can't do any worse than that. Polizzi will be on the other wing. Duahulu and Samura will be the strikers today. Duahulu was the player that hit the bar 4 times, by the way, in the last match. So he almost scored a goal, but also didn't score any. In fact, he almost scored 4 goals and didn't score any. Right then, if we win, all we need to do is win. And by all we need to do, maybe even a draw might be enough to do it, to be honest. But if we beat Sint-Truidense, we are finishing in the top 8. Because basically they are one of the 2 teams that can catch us. Howells has this ball for us. A minute on the clock. Facing away from goal. The centre-back plays it across and finds a Sint-Truidense player. And Suzuki has acres and acres of space to run into. It's going to be 1-0. It is 1-0. Yuma Suzuki. Awful. Absolutely awful football there. We're 1-0 down and we're going to drop down to 9th place in the table. I don't know what's happened. We've hit the point, I think, that we hit just before Christmas. I say Christmas. Before, basically, the Qatar World Cup, where we just kind of got found out. And I think the same thing's happened again. Weidner crosses that ball in. La Rosa, edge of the penalty area, and the Brazilians' effort goes just wide of the post. 10 minutes on the clock. We're not out of this just yet. Schmidt's goal kick is long and towards our player. Janssens to Keita, to La Rosa, back to Keita. La Rosa once again to Zazua. We need to keep an eye on how Yarmolenko is doing on that right wing. Samura, lovely run from Samura and lovely finish as well from the Sierra Leonean. His 12th of the season. It's 1-1. We're back into this and I think we're back into the European League thing mess. I still don't know what it's called. Throw for Daniel Guedes. Back to Guedes from Breton. Is he going to play inside? Colombato, nice name. I do like it. A good long fancy name. Colombato plays it across. Weidner heads clear. Colombato to Kawaya, back to Suzuki, the goalscorer. Kawaya makes a bit of space for himself, and Andy Kawaya makes it 2-1. I shouldn't be secretly happy about this, but I genuinely am. I don't want to go through, basically, I think it's 6 more games. If we finish 8th, we play 6 more matches in the league, and in those 6 matches, we're probably not going to do too much other than pick up some injuries, basically. Janssens can't win a header. Ito's in on goal. We're just 16 minutes in, and Andre is playing just awful. Since his injury, he's come back and he's been absolutely garbage. It's 3-0, 3-1. The commentary at the bottom then just said, this is getting embarrassing. It is getting embarrassing. They've had 3 shots on target and scored every single one of them. We're not playing well defensively. And like I said, I've changed nothing. We've been playing the same system pretty much all season, if not all season. And it's just suddenly stopped working. Zazua has the ball back to La Rosa. 2 players on the left. La Rosa goes back instead to Alan Howells, the Reading loanee, who I need to try and extend that loan deal. Yarmolenko plays it across to Polizzi in the penalty area. Luca Polizzi's been tackled, keeps hold of the ball, and Luca Polizzi just about manages to squeeze it under the keeper. It's 3-2. The bad news is, even though we're still in this game, I think OHL are winning their match. Guedes with a free kick. Andre just about saves it. Andre's not doing particularly well, is he? Although he's on a 6-6. So is he doing all right? Kawhi, one of the goal scorers, takes a corner towards Suzuki at the front. Andre holds on to that one nice and comfortably, and that ends the highlight. But we are currently down in 10th place because Oostende have moved up into 8th. Sint-Truidense, obviously, as they're beating us, have moved up into 9th place. So we're going to drop down to 10th, which I'm, like I said, weirdly okay with. We've got 13 seconds. We've got a couple of minutes, of injury time to play. Boatu's going to get himself a second yellow card. Or is it a second? I think it is a second yellow card, you know. We've got ourselves a free kick. Duahulu is actually going to take this. Is it going to be 3-3 just before half-time? And they're down to 10 men. Olivier Duahulu then, he's put the ball in the back of the net. He's back to goal-scoring ways. His 21st of the season. I think it's his 15th, possibly? 15th league goal as well. It's 3-3. Even that is not enough, though, to keep us in the top 8. Because, obviously, what is going on elsewhere in the Oostende game. I'm not happy with the performance. I'm far from happy. Get some motivation going. Samura, Duahulu, Polizzi all playing really well. Defensively, we are awful. Speaking of defensively, we're being awful. I've brought a new player who is on the bench. We'll get to him when he will eventually come on in a minute for probably Howls. It's a throw. Janssens is going to take it to Duahulu. Is he going to manage to get it across in? No, plays it back to Janssens instead. Now La Rosa, we're going the wrong way, guys. We're going the wrong way. Keita, is he going to get it down that line? He's going to run instead. He's a centre-back. I don't like him doing that. Janssens has managed to somehow get the ball. Duahulu to Samura, across to Yarmolenko, back to La Rosa. La Rosa to Yarmolenko. It's taken a few deflections, and how has he not scored? How has Duahulu not put that in the back of the net? He's going to have a free kick chance now. Back post is nobody. Schmidt's come out, held onto that one. That wasn't a highlight. He's got on route 1. Going for a very quick counter-attack, but Zazua controls. Now Janssens, the left-back who's moved over to the right for some reason. Howls forward to Yarmolenko, who's picked up an injury. He's had that for most of the game, if I'm honest. I've just kind of been ignoring it. He's been tackled. Polizzi collects it. Now Wagner on the right-hand side. 4-5 in the box. Duahulu's there. He's had 2 chances. And Olivier Duahulu has put us in front. It's 4-3. This will mean we will finish in 8th place. I'm torn. I'm genuinely torn. I don't know whether I want to finish in the top 8 or not. Because if we can get Europe, that's ridiculous. But also, I don't think we're going to get Europe. Wagner with a free kick just after the second Duahulu goal. Zazua, he's going to run forward with the ball. Plays it to Polizzi. He's controlled it well. Back to La Rosa. Now Janssens. Plenty in the box. Stick it on one of the big men's heads. La Rosa back to Janssens. Cross it in. La Rosa again. Back to Janssens, and finally the cross comes in, and Olivier Duahulu has managed to score himself a hat-trick in the final game of the season. He might, with that goal, he might genuinely be the top scorer in the top division. He scored a hat-trick. He's been out for quite a while, and Duahulu has made it 5-3 against Sint-Truidense. We're going to do ourselves a sub now. We are going to do Alan Howes coming off. Seo Byung-jun is our new central defender. He is South Korean and kind of Brazilian, but he's not Brazilian. So, story behind Seo Byung-jun. He was signed from the same club that we signed La Rosa from, even though La Rosa was on a free transfer. So was Seo Byung-jin. It's a confusing name. Basically, I went to have a look at this team, which is Seratazinho, possibly, and just had a look at the players that they recently got through their youth intake. Saw this guy. He was on a free. Picked him up. He's actually very, very good. So yeah, that's the story of Seo Byung-jin. He's going to be making his debut. We're also going to do Yarmolenko off for Enin, I think is what we're going to do. We've still got plenty of time to play. Plenty of time to balls it up. We are now currently 8th place in the table. We will go into this final league with 50% of our points total, which means we will be on 23 and a bit. I don't know whether we can have half points, but we might be. Schmidt with a goal kick. 9 minutes left to play. Janssens heads the ball forward to Polizzi. He's controlled it well. He's going to cut into the middle. If Duahulu can get his 4th, would be amazing. La Rosa, with this running off to that right-hand side, invites Wagner forward with lots and lots of space for the German fullback. Donny's there. Donny's nicked the ball away. That's not what we wanted. Suzuki controls it. He's going to run. He's going to lose out to the South Korean. Now La Rosa to Polizzi. He's going to cut into the middle. Duahulu's there. He wants him. No, he doesn't. He's gone back to Seo again. Seo Byung-jun, back to Keita. This has been quite a good game. Admittedly, it started badly, but we're looking pretty good now. Zazua's, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. I'm making Dahuahulu take this. I'm making Dahuahulu take this penalty, even though Polizzi should be the one taking it. VAR is checking. VAR has said no penalty. Damn. I want Dahuahulu to get himself the golden ball, whatever thing it is. I don't know. 3 minutes of injury time, and we are currently in front 5-3. We've got another chance. Dahuahulu's lost the ball. CO controls it though, the new signing. He's only just turned 18 as well. That is why he's only just joined the club. Weidner is going to run down the right-hand side. He's dodged a tackle, keeps hold of the ball, crosses the ball in. Dahuahulu's there, hits the first man. La Rosa with a long-range rocket. And the Brazilian gets his second goal of the season. Our 6th of the night. We were 3-1 down. We were 3-1 down against Sint-Truidense, and we've beaten them 6-3. Where has this performance been over the last few games? 6-3. We finish in the top 8. I don't still know what that means. Dahuahulu gets himself a hat-trick. Well, this is good because we have to play the Croky Cup Final in about a week and a bit's time. So we've obviously gone and got ourselves a little bit of momentum for that. I also need to find out what the hell happens with this weird Europa League thing. So, we've won the game, obviously. Yarmolenko's injured, that's not awful. We've qualified for the European Places playoff. What is this? So what, can we even see what it is yet? No, we can't. So, if we go rules, we are in this one. So the top team qualifies for the European Places final. Okay. Oh my word, this is confusing. So, whoever finishes 4th goes into this final. Whoever wins this goes into this final. So even if we win that, we still might not get ourselves into Europe because we might hypothetically have to play against Genk. What a mess. What an absolute mess. Also, I don't think it's going to happen, but in theory, Club Brugge have won the league, but they technically haven't won the league yet because they've got some more games to play against Anderlecht, Ghent and Genk. Anyway, let's go forward. Let's go forward. I don't know, when is this going to turn up? I don't know what's going to happen. It might be Standard Liège next in the Croky Cup Final. That's what I'm expecting. I'll see you in a second. Right, we're back and things have changed. And things have changed for the weird, I guess. Basically, we're now playing Antwerp. So kind of as expected because of the basically the weird Euro League mess nonsense. It's rearranged all the fixtures, which includes the Cup Final, which I think is just absolutely nuts because they always know when the Cup Final is going to be. The Cup Final should be at the end of the season. These Euro League places always take place at the end of the season. Just always schedule the Cup Final for after the Euro places. To me, that just makes logical sense. Anyway, we have to play Antwerp, and we also have to play Standard Liège, Charleroi, Antwerp, Standard Liège and Charleroi in that order in particular. And then we do also have the Croky Cup Final as well, kind of sandwiched in the middle. I think what we're probably going to do is we're going to play Antwerp in this episode. Next episode, we're just going to do Standard Liège and Charleroi in the Croky Cup Final and obviously the final game. Because basically, I don't think we're going to be near the top of this group because that's what we're looking for. If we finish top, we then get the chance to play whoever finishes bottom of the other group. Let's play Antwerp. The starting lineup then will be Andre in goal. Back for Weidner, CO, Keita and Janssens. I'm going to play CO as much as possible because he's our player. And obviously Abubakar Lowe is not our player. Zazua and La Rosa will be the central midfielders. La Rosa scored goal of the month, the week, something like that, basically. He won an award. Torres and Polizzi will be the wingers. Dahuahulu and Samura will be our front two. There is, between those two, 35 goals scored. That does not even include the assists that both of those players have got. 35 goals between Samura and Dahuahulu. We bought them in the first season, and I didn't think they were good enough then. This year, they've just turned up. So we've just won a match 6-3. We've won a match 6-3, so hopefully we can just kind of carry on. That's all we need to do, really. But we are now basically playing we'll always be playing teams better than us, pretty much. So Antwerp, Charleroi and Standard Liège, all of them have been better than us throughout the season. We have beaten Antwerp. I think we've lost both games against Charleroi, and I think we've drawn and lost against Standard Liège. So, you know, I can't see us doing too much in this little mini competition. Early highlights, sorry. Sio controls it. Polizzi now has this ball. Plays it over. Samura's there. Lovely control from the Sierra Leonean, and we're 1-0 up. Hold on a moment. Now, I might need to do some maths here. If we win this game, all of a sudden the chances of us finishing top of this group is a bit more of a possibility, isn't it? We're 1-0 up. We're barely 3 minutes in. Already with that goal, we move up from 4th to 3rd. We go to 27 points. So we have half of our previous points, basically, just to try and close the gap. A headed effort from Antwerp goes just wide. Still 1-0 to us. We are now 3 points behind Antwerp, who are currently top of this little group. Charleroi will be playing Standard Liège later on. And you'd think that basically we're not going to go any higher than 3rd, put it that way. Very entertaining game of football, maybe. We are 1-0 up. We've had very little highlights. Apparently, our goal wasn't even a shot, unless that was it. I don't know. We're 1-0 up at half-time. Very little has happened. We're just going to go into the second half. No changes, I don't think. Just going to stick with what we've got. Dahuahulu not playing particularly well today. 6.5 at the moment for him. Just over the hour mark, and we've finally got another highlight. Buta has it. Plays it to Ali Ulgun. Is he going to get his cross away? Polizzi's nicked this, but kicks it straight towards an Antwerp player. Buta to Boyer. Boyer to this man's name. Ali Ulgun. Back to Boyer. Slots it through to Buta. Andre with a wonderful save. It's going to be a corner. I thought he might have been offside, but apparently not. Antwerp going over then to take this corner on the right-hand side. Ruiz. Is it going to go and get cleared? It's almost cleared. It's not almost cleared at all. It's almost in the goal. Andre holds on to this one, though. Right, time for a change or two. Torres is playing badly, so we're going to do Abaz. We're going to do La Rosa for Yarmolenko because I want Yarmolenko to continue playing in that DLP role. We are also going to do Weidner. We haven't got Kenner on the bench. We're going to do Dahuahulu for Jeremy Detry. I've realised that Jeremy Detry came through our youth intake. He's not amazing. He's played 11 games for us this season now, just due to fitness concerns from Samura and Abu and Dahuahulu. Janssen's throw is awful, apparently. Yarmolenko does a lovely block. Polizzi keeps this in play. Finds Zazua, who is on the fringes of the Ivory Coast squad. What a ball that is. Detry can't quite get there because of the great clearance from Mitrovic. Weidner's picked up an injury. I've just seen Weidner has an injury and we've got no more subs to use. Polizzi's controlled this. He's going to go backwards to Yarmolenko. Forward on that left-hand side is Janssens, who will be leaving in the summer because I don't think he's good enough. But he's played a lot of football recently, and I don't quite know what this highlight is. Butez kicks it long towards where Janssens should be. Keita doesn't win the header. Boyer now has this. Final 10 minutes. Antwerp crossing the ball in. Ayew is there, and Andre Ayew hits that just wide of the far post. We're 1-0 up. I'm hoping we can just hold on. We've had one shot on target, and we're going to win this game. They've thrown everything at this. They've gone 3 up top. Ruiz's corner comes in. Janssens gets that clear. Emil Abaz is going to run this forward. I'm hoping he just takes his time and runs down the clock. Keeps going. Cuts into the middle. Slots it through. Samura, lovely touch to get a bit of space. He's been fouled, maybe. Has he? Butes has this. That wasn't a highlight. Full time. We've won. We have won a game. And we had 3 shots on target in the end, but we didn't do anything for the majority of the game. Andre gets a 7.5. Sio gets a 7.3 as well on his first start for the team. Not a bad result, I think. Not a bad result at all. That's a problem. Dennis Weidner is out for 6 weeks to 3 months. That's his season done. That is his season done. We do still have, I think we've still got Prissa Kenner. Kenner's definitely still here, right? Kenner is still here. I think he's just not been on the bench for a few matches. Yeah, I've just not really selected him, which is fine. Last time we saw him, he played as a left winger. And that's a nice bit of news. Lignon, Georges Lignon, possibly how it's pronounced, probably isn't, was watching Olivier Dahuahulu and Pacoma Zazua for his next Ivory Coast squad. Pretty good. What we're going to do then, next episode, we might come back a bit earlier. I'm going to play at least these 2 off camera. Standard Liège Charleroi, I will play both of those 2 off camera. If things suddenly get a bit more interesting, we might show a little bit more of this league. I don't quite know. But that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. Hit the subscribe button as well if you are new and you would like to see more. We scored 7 goals in this episode. Probably the most goals we'll ever score in a single episode. and we beat Antwerp just 1-0. So 6 of them came in one match, and Duahulu scored a hat-trick. Next episode, like I said, we are probably going to have the Croky Cup final, but it could be more of this weird European Places League thing mess nonsense that takes place in Belgium. But that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.